Hi guys, and welcome back to the Baker Bunch. I am Nisha, and on today's video we're going to be doing a Mother's Day tag, which I thought was very fitting considering it is the month of May and this month is dedicated to mothers here in the US. So it is about 20 questions, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. The first question is, are you a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? Currently I am a working mom. I was a stay-at-home mom until Tamir was 15 months is when I decided to get back into the workforce, but it was such a scary thing. I wasn't sure how he was going to adjust with it because he was exclusively breastfed, but the transition was harder, I feel like, on myself than him. Before I did hop back into the workforce, I did go to school. So I guess he kind of already had a little bit of introduction. So yeah, I've been working now for 6 months now and I love my job. So the next question is, would you have it any other way? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I do have those days where I miss being with my son, which one of the days was today. I did have class, but I decided to kind of stay home, get caught up on some homework and some other courses, and spend time with Tamir. That's not always the option when it's work, but yeah, I would, if in a perfect world, I would stay home with my son, but I do enjoy having the option of having adult conversation and meeting different people. So it's kind of both ways. I wouldn't have it any other way. The next question is, do you co-sleep? So the answer to that question is yes. If you guys haven't saw my previous video on the most controversial parenting tag, I do go into more detail about that, but yes, I am currently co-sleeping. The next question is, one must-have gear for your baby. One must-have, I don't know. Like, I feel like Tamir isn't the traditional toddler who requires a lot of things. One of his biggest things that he loves right now are like Cheeto Puffs. And he loves Taze, my husband's. If you guys are new here, then you don't know, but Taze, my husband, and he loves his game controller. He has an obsession, and I assume he gets that from his father. So that would be one of his like must-have gears, I guess, because he loves to watch his Sesame Street. So number 5, how many children do you plan on having? This is a good question. When I was a kid, I thought that I would have like 4 children. I wanted 2 boys, 2 girls, and yeah. Now that I've actually had 1 pregnancy, 1 child, I can at least see me having at least 1 more. I really wish that we can have a girl, so we'll have our boy and our girl and be done. My mother had 3 kids, so I grew up in a house with 2 other siblings, and I'm always like, Mom, why didn't you have more kids? Why didn't you have more kids? So right now I would say we would at least have 1 more, but if we have more than that in the future, then so be it. So the next question is date night. How many nights or days per month? So again, I'm gonna leave another vlog about date night. Tay and I don't get to have too many date nights, but when we do have them, we have them with Tamir because where we live, we don't have any family near us. So we haven't had the opportunity since Tamir's been born to actually go out and have just a date with myself and him, or him and I. Yeah. So I really do want to be able to do that, but I can just imagine me just like asking Taylor, like, do you think Tamir's okay? Is he okay? Is he okay? And possibly ruining the whole thing. But I think that it is important for couples, married couples, to have that alone time with you and your spouse without the child, because sometimes you can get so wrapped up in the everyday life and so wrapped up in being parents and your jobs and school that you kind of can lose that passion within each other. So I do think date nights are a must. How often depends on the couple, but I do think it's important. Is what is your child's favorite show? Tamir loves Sesame Street. So when he was like about 6 months, he really loved, we used to watch Daniel the Tiger and Splash and Bubbles. He still dances to it, but his love is really Sesame Street, and then I've kind of got him hooked to Bob the Builder. So yes, those are his favorite shows. Number 8, name one thing you bought before you had a baby and you never ended up using. Okay, so I didn't buy this item. It was actually gifted to us for our baby shower, but it was a swing. My mom was really big on, she's like, oh, I put the baby in the swing and let the baby swing and have a good time. Tamir did not like the swing. We tried several times. He's maybe swung in it like once or twice, but I just wrapped it up and put it in our storage for our next child to use. So that's the one thing. Your next is your child's favorite. What is your child's favorite food? So I would say that Tamir's favorite food is, he has a lot of them, but his favorite food is macaroni and cheese without a doubt, mashed potatoes, and Cheeto Puffs. Oh, and turkey bacon. So he loves turkey bacon. And then his new favorite is he likes cereal in the morning. So I don't deny him of any of that. So the next question is, how many cars does your family have? We have 2 cars. Weight gain before pregnancy, during and after, and now. So my weight has, okay, so I was a certain weight from like teenage years to before I got married. When Tay and I got married, I was 20, and then the next month I turned 21, and from there I just kind of been packing on the pounds. Once we were pregnant, I gained about 25 to 30 pounds. I lost 20 pounds like the week or 2 after giving birth, and then I've since put on like 10 or 15, and I've been a solid, not gonna say the number, but I've been a solid number. So my hope is to lose weight. I would love to be back to my pre-pregnancy weight. If not, I would just love to be smaller. And to be honest with you guys, I have considered weight loss surgery, but I'm just nervous about being put to sleep, the anesthesia, not waking up to my son and my husband, and yeah, that's a whole nother story. So the next question is a dream vacation with your kiddos. I think my dream vacation would be the Disney cruise. So I've heard that this is an amazing cruise. My husband's uncle's best friends take their kids every year, and I think it looks so much fun. And there's also another YouTuber that I follow, a YouTube family on here that I follow called The Rich Jasmine Vlogs or Life, and they went on a cruise recently, and it looks so much fun. So I would love to take Tamir on the Disney cruise. My dream vacation without my son would be like Bora Bora, because I love to swim. I would love to go to a tropical place, or Dubai. Oh my god, I think that would be so dope. Let me know in the comments what you guys' dream vacations with or without your children would be. I'd love to hear. So the next question, which is number 14, is how has your life changed since your baby has been born? So this is a good question, because before we had Tamir, Tay's cousin would always be like, before you guys have kids, make sure you guys go out, do all the things you want, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why does she keep saying that? Like, we can go out and do that with Tamir. So for instance, before we had Tamir, we were super spontaneous. We went to a lot of like cool things. If you guys don't know, we live in Southern California. We're about, now we're like an hour and a half to 2 hours away from LA, but we used to live an hour away. So we would go to like a lot of open mic nights, to City Walk, and we did like a lot of talk shows, and what's the thing? I can't think of it. We went to Tamar Braxton's showcase. So we would do spontaneous things like that. If we seen something on Twitter and it's like, oh, they're coming, we will get tickets and go. So that's the biggest thing I feel like that has changed. And also, before you leave, you can't just run out the door. You have to make sure you have diapers, wipes, change of clothes, and stuff like that. And when you hop in the car, you have to make sure, you know, your child is safe and secured in their car seat. But other than that, I feel like, and probably planning some, because, you know, like certain times at night, like if it gets cold, the baby can't be out, things like that. So that's the biggest thing that has changed since Tamir has been. The next question says, finish the sentence. It makes my heart melt to see Tamir, just to see his face. Like, he is the funniest baby ever. Like I said, today I didn't go to class. I stayed home, and I was in the living room, and I was eating breakfast and typing on my computer, and he comes around the corner, and just to see his face, like, I could totally cry right now, but just to see his face is something that melts my heart, because I do want to kind of give a story, like me and Tay's story, but we were married and were trying for 4 years before we had Tamir, and for the longest time, I didn't think that we were going to be able to have kids. we went to several doctors and they all said, you know, nothing was wrong. You should be able to conceive, and it was just not your timing. And the way it happened was a perfect time. And I'll give us, I'll probably do like a story time about that, maybe in the next video. If you guys like it, want to know more, comment below. But I remember going to the malls and going to different stores, and like I would see people with their strollers and with their babies, and I remember crying and praying and crying and praying and asking God, like, why can't we conceive, you know? And I feel like people will ask us, like, you guys have been married now, blah blah blah. So it just melts my heart to literally see his face and to see him grow. I just can't believe, like, that he came from me. Like, I know it's cliche and it sounds like, you know, like corny, but it's the truth. So the next question is, where do you shop for your kids? Okay, so another thing, I hate shopping for myself. Like, Tay's always like, babe, get you some clothes, get you a shirt. And I love spaghetti straps. Spaghetti straps are my thing. I have them in all colors, and that's just my thing. But for Tamir, woo, every time I go somewhere, I'm grabbing him something new. So my favorite place, without a doubt, would be Target. They have a clothing line called Cat and Jack, and it is the cutest. I mean, they have the cutest clothes for boys and girls. I love going there, and I love Walmart. So Walmart, Target, and Marshalls, I find the best things there. I like to get Tamir onesies that have like cute little sayings on them. And then I also love the children's place for his jeans, especially if you can find them for $7.99. It is a steal. Like, no lie, I'm a jeans type of girl. Like, I love jeans. So as far as skin products, I don't have any, but my favorite mommy makeup is literally, I have to do my eyebrows. That's just the thing. I feel like my natural eyebrows are not dark enough. So it will be an eyebrow, concealer, and a good lip gloss. And sometimes I do like a good red lip, but if I do like a red lip, then I'll keep the eyes neutral. But yeah, today I have the eyes matching this necklace. So question number 18, Huggies diaper jeans, yay or nay? I'm gonna say nay. I've seen the commercial. The commercial's cute, but I don't think it's, personally for me, I don't like Tamir to just walk around with his diaper. Even when he was smaller, more in the infant stage, I always kept a onesie over him. I just don't. That's just my preference. Number 19 says, have you always wanted kids? I've always wanted kids. I knew that I would be a great mom. I'm a big sister, so I've always kind of played that role of mommy. I am a godmom also, so I've always loved kids. Like, when I was a kid, and then I was mostly older than my cousins, I would always I was older than my cousins, so I will always come up with some type of concoction, playing some type of game, and kind of giving direction and nurturing and all that. So yeah, I knew that I always wanted kids. And then lastly, the best part about being a mom. For me personally, the best part of being a mom is just really seeing Tamir smile, to know that someone loves me unconditionally, I love him unconditionally. To have that responsibility, it's, at first, like, as we were pregnant, it was really hard to like know that I'm going to be responsible for somebody else, not just myself, but for another human, for you know, somebody to shape and mold and create. But now that we've been doing it and it's been like going, they always say like kids don't come with a handbook, which is true, but I feel like Tamir is literally the best thing that's happened to me in my life. And it kind of makes me nervous, because as much as I want to have more children, I'm just like, can I love the other child like I love Tamir? Like, is that possible? And everyone's always like, yes, but I guess because it hasn't happened to me yet, I don't know how I can love another human being like I love him, because I feel like he's the only person who knows what my heart sounds like. So I'm going to end it with that. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know again what is your dream vacation with or without the children. If you guys have any questions for me, then make sure to leave them below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.